Everyone, welcome to the 2025 Medicare 101 Information for Pre-65 and 65 Plus webinar. Before we begin, today is September 11th, 9/11. As another year passes since the tragedy of September 11th, 2001, a range of emotions swell within. We are reminded of the terrible loss, the bravery of our first responders, and the fortitude of our nation during one of its darkest hours. On that day, exactly 24 years ago right now, almost 3,000 people perished. Countless others were impacted by the tragedy of the events of that day. Between 8:46 and 10:03 on that bright, sunny morning, the three hijacked planes hit their target at the World Trade Center and the Pentagon, and a fourth crashed in a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. We remember those we lost, their loved ones whose hearts are healing still, as well as the courage and kindness of the countless heroes who helped our country prevail and prosper. Can we please all take a moment right now to remember where we were that day, those that died, and how that day has changed the world we live in. Thank you. So again, welcome to the 2025 Medicare 101 Information for Pre-65 and 65 Plus webinar. Today, we will spend the next 3.5 hours giving you information on the federal benefits we all paid for and paid into during our working lives. We will start with Paul Gritt giving us a quick overview of Social Security and highlight how our Medicare benefits work. We will then, here we go. We will then, followed by John Kaiser, going through more details of the two major types of Medicare, Medicare Advantage and traditional Medicare, supplemented by a Medigap plan. After that, we'll have a short break at approximately 11 a.m. At that point, John will continue with his presentation on how Medicare drug plan works. Following John, I will talk about the unique benefits that Chrysler FCA provides its retirees. We will then conclude with a presentation on how to go and how to start making the kind of insurance decisions that we all need to make annually. While you can take notes during this webinar, please remember that all this material, the slide decks and the video and the YouTube videos of the presentations of this morning's presentations will all be available on the NCRO website, which is ncro.org, over the next few weeks. After each presentation, at the end of each presentation, please use the chat feature to enter any questions you might have.
Howard?
Yes?
Use the question box, not the chat.
Use the question box. I've been corrected. Use the question box for putting any questions in. We will try to take questions after each one of the presentations, and then at the very end for any wrap-up. So, to kick us off today, Paul Gritt will give us a high-level explanation on how to start receiving your your Social Security benefits. So, Paul, why don't you take it away?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Paul Gritt. I retired from Chrysler Engineering in 2008. And the first presentation we're going to do here is about your Social Security. Social Security has a few basic milestones. as almost everybody knows, the earliest you can receive Social Security is when you are 62 years old. If you decide to receive it right at 62, the benefit you receive will be less than if you were to wait. Every month you wait after your 62nd birthday, your benefit goes up, and it continues to go up until you reach 70 years old, at which point it stops going up. So no point in delaying past 70. There's also a term called full retirement age, which is determined by when you were born. And the reason, and full retirement age is an example, if you were born in between 43 and 54, your full retirement age is 66. If you were born in 1960, your full retirement age is 67. And if you were born between 54 and 60, it's the few months in between 66 and 67. And the first question you ask is, well, yeah, that's fine. Why do I care? Well, the reason you care is because there's an effect on how much you can earn in retirement. Anyway, getting back to what actions you want to take. 2 months before you turn 62, if you go online to socialsecurity.gov, they have a very nice tool where you can put in your information and it'll tell you exactly how much money you're going to get depending on when you start taking Social Security. Now, getting back to full retirement age, and why should you care? Again, it all has to do with if you have a second job after you retire and make significant amounts of money. If you're under your full retirement age, you can make up to $23,000 a year. If you make more than that, you will lose $1 of Social Security for every $2 over that you make. In the year you reach full retirement age, you can make up to $62,000, and you'll lose $1 of Social Security for every $3 you make over that. Once you reach full retirement age, you can make as much as you want. The government doesn't care. So again, if you have a good second career, and these are earned, this is earned income. It's not investment income. That doesn't count. This has to do with actual earned income. Okay, when should you take Social Security? I realize this is somewhat of an eye chart. There's just a few key things to note. Like in my case, I was born in 43, and I delayed taking my Social Security till I was 65 and a half. So I got about 94% of the max. If I waited till I was 70, I would have gotten 132% of my total amount. So again, if you're in good health and your finances allow it, it's significant or very important to consider delaying starting Social Security. I made a break-even chart, and let me kind of walk you through this. The blue line here is if you started at 62, and the line is showing the total amount you receive adding up. And you'll notice that if you were to wait, and in my case, 66, full retirement age, so from 66 to 77, the total amount of money you receive from the government would be less than if you had started at 62. But the lines cross at 77. And after that, you're actually going to end up with more total money than if you'd started taking earlier. If you delay till 70, it's kind of the same story, although the line's quite a bit steeper. So your break even is about 80. So how you use this depends, of course, on your health and your individual financial situation, but it's certainly something you want to think about, because you can only make the decision once. But you and your wife don't have to make the same decision, or you and your spouse don't have to make the same decision. So what are the major takeaways? The major takeaways are: one, don't automatically start taking Social Security when you turn 62. You want to think about it. Explore all the options, and this is a link to the benefit estimate calculator. No cost, no obligation. You go in, put in your information, and you can put in, different ages you want to start at, and it'll tell you what you're going to get. And as I said, you and your spouse do not have to start payments at the same time or the same age. And the last one is kind of interesting. If there's a significant difference in incomes during your lifetime between you and your significant other, the person with the lower income and therefore lower Social Security has the option of either taking their own Social Security that they earned, or they can take 1/2 of the higher person's Social Security. So whichever gets you the most money, that's what you do. And that's automatic. There's no penalty. It's just a matter of making that election. Okay, any questions?